Alright guys, first meal is about to go down. This is the final third day of my depletion. But of course, depletion is completely relative. I've been taking in around 300 grams of carbs, so all I'm doing for depletion is cutting that in half. So I'm taking in about 150. And this is gonna be my first meal. Be putting in 100 grams of Quaker oats, just regular oats, 6 ounces of almond milk, and 1 scoop of Quest salted caramel protein because it is freaking amazing. And that'll do it for breakfast. Alright, so 100 grams of oats, 1 scoop of that Quest. I'm just throwing in 6 ounces of almond milk. Mix it all together, and it comes out good at about 3 minutes for me, but depending on how you like the consistency, you might need to do more or less almond milk or time in the microwave. Alright, and the final result should be something like this. Yeah, it's good. On another note, I got my body analysis done today. I am down, from about 2 weeks ago, I'm down another 2 pounds. And I'm down to 5.3% body fat, so exactly where I want to be for this show, guys. I'm so pumped. Thank you, a huge thank you to all of you who have been here supporting me, watching my videos, and yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the whole thing, so thank you. Hey guys, guess where I'm heading to right now? My last class of college ever! Yes! All right. Here we go. That does it for college. Now I can actually focus on mi pasión. Sorry, I was just in Spanish class. But yeah, damn. Feels good. Huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Okay, so since my first meal is where I'm gonna have most of my carbs, it was around 60 grams of carbs. I'm really trying to get my workout in within 2 hours of that meal, so that's where I'm headed now. I gotta stop at Best Buy real quick though, pick up some vlogging stuff actually, and some beats, some wireless beats just cause I want them. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the gym.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the commentary. So to start off this lower body day, we are going to begin by rolling out our backs. So to do this, I just like to roll straight up and down my spine, maintaining a tight core. And you'll even get a nice couple of pops out of this. So I'll do this for about 2 to 3 minutes and pay attention to what's feeling tighter, and then roll back and forth in smaller areas to really help loosen those up. So pay attention to what's feeling tight and be sure to focus those areas. Then we go into a glute bridge over the foam roller. So start out relaxed, bridge up, squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. You're gonna hold that for 10 seconds and repeat 3 to 5 times. Maybe even more if you have really tight hip flexors or just the front of your thighs. But yeah, this is really gonna help loosen those up and allow for a lot smoother movement when we get into the squats and everything. Then we'll be going into an IT band rollout. So this is just that outer portion of your thigh. You're gonna see me roll all the way up, all the way down, again for about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on how it feels. This is a little bit more of a painful rollout here, but if you guys experience any sort of knee pain on the outer portion of your knee, it very well could be because of your tight IT band. So be sure to roll these out, and it'll really help your squat movements. So as I'm walking over to this squat rack, I'm just gonna quickly explain how this circuit day is gonna go. So we have a quad-based circuit, hamstring-based circuit, and calf-based circuit. It's gonna be 3 sets of 20 reps each exercise. You'll hit each exercise in the circuit before breaking, and then you'll just rest about 30 to 40 seconds. To start off, we'll be going into the squat. No crazy weight or anything. Keep it something that you can maintain a solid pace with. Always want to keep it controlled, but you know, we aren't going for crazy negatives or anything. Just keep the form clean and get those 20 reps done, because we're going to be hitting about 80 reps before we get a break. So the goal here is just really to maintain a high heart rate and get a solid burn in the muscles, but very little till failure. You should only be failing your your second to last or your last exercise. But the main key here is just keeping your feet about shoulder width apart, letting those knees push out over the toes, tight core as always, chest up, get some good depth there. Next, we go into the hack squat, again to focus the quads. I'm using a narrower stance as I also want to work on that outer teardrop. It tends to be a weaker area on my quads, so that's something I'm personally focusing. You could go wider if you're trying to get a little bit more inner thigh. Then into the leg extensions. The biggest tip I can give here is to not just get your feet up, but at the top of the motion, try to get your whole leg up off of the pad. This is just going to fully activate the quads because part of the quads do actually attach over your hip and are involved in the flexion of that area. Then into the hopping lunges. So this is just to really finish off those quads. You're already burning pretty bad at this point, and you got to push these suckers out. If your legs are too toast, you can of course do a regular lunge or some weighted lunges, just depending on what your preference is. I just really like these because they're hard and they burn and they keep my heart rate really high. And then we start off the hamstring circuit. So we're starting off with hamstring curls, but with our toes forward. This is going to take our calves out of the equation and force our hamstrings to do most of the work. And then you're going to see me flip my toes up. This is going to bring the calves back in, and I'll hit another 20 reps. So you'll hit 20 reps with your toes down, leaving the calves out. Bring those toes up, bring the calves back in, hit another 20 reps. And yeah, these really burn. Using that mechanical advantage trick there, you shouldn't even have to really drop the weight. You should be able to hit 20 and 20. If you do have to drop the weight, it should only be about 10 or 15 pounds. Next, we have the Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to start out showing you guys how I would typically do a Romanian deadlift. You see me go down nice and controlled, fire all the way up, squeeze the glutes, keeping those shoulders back, knees slightly bent. All of that's going to stay the same. Only difference with these high rep circuits is I'm not going to go all the way up. You're going to see me kind of stop there. I'm not really trying to work my glutes right now. I'm trying to keep the pace up and keep most of that tension in my hamstrings. Once again, the hopping lunge. At this point, these things are just killing you guys. Like I'm telling you, usually by the second or third set of the hamstrings, I just got to stick with regular lunges because my legs are fried. Even not going to failure every set. With these high reps, it just burns so bad. Then we have the calf circuit. Starting off with seated calf raises, we are going to have a 3-second negative, fire up, 1 second hold, then 3-second negative, 1 second hold at the bottom. I know that was repetitive and unnecessary, but yeah, that's how I'm explaining it. But just getting some good time under tension there. And then we go into the Smith machine calf raise. So these you're going to notice I'm not using any sort of deficit. I'm just pumping it out at the top, and you'll see why here in just a minute. Just pumping them out. The first one's controlled on the seated, then we pump these suckers out at the top. And go straight into single leg bodyweight calves. Now we're going full range of motion. Again, just trying to get through those reps. To be honest, sometimes I can only hit like 15. You see me hanging on there, but I'm really just using it for balance. So 20 and 20, or really just as many as you can there. Full range of motion, pump them out. And then we go into the leg press calf. If you don't have a machine like this, you can of course just use leg press. And yeah, I need some new chucks. So here we're actually focusing more on the stretch. I'm not even pressing all the way. I'm letting it stretch my calves all the way back and then just pumping it halfway. Again, 20 reps, and your calves are totally fried by the end of this. And if you want to really bump up that intensity, you can even do some stretching in between each of these calf sets. I've personally found that intraset stretching has really helped my calves start to see some growth.
Okay guys, post-workout, first thing I'm gonna do is get in this plant protein. I'm just trying to not take in quite as much dairy just to avoid that risk of water retention, but just 1 scoop with 8 ounces of water here. As soon as I finish that, I'll go 1 full scoop of carbolin. This is my first prep, including carbolin, and it is a game changer, guys. Not only do the flavors kick ass, I got strawberry kiwi, and it's amazing, but it has the advantage of a simple carb in the sense that it's absorbed really quickly, but it has the advantages of complex carbs where it's broken down slower. So essentially it's just helped me keep my energy levels up, which is awesome. So I take 1 full scoop of this, which is equal to 50 grams of carbs right after I finish that protein shake, again with about 8 to 10 ounces of water. If you guys are bulking, I'd recommend taking like half a scoop before your workout, sip some during, probably another half scoop, and then take a full scoop or even 2 full scoops post-workout, just depending on how your bulk regimen is. But that's something I really recommend, guys, and not to mention it's gonna help shuttle all that protein straight into your muscles post-workout, so game changer. Try that out. All right, next meal about an hour and a half after that post-workout shake and carbolin. It's gonna be 4 ounces of lean beef, there's no seasoning in it, with 4 ounces of green beans. However, I am getting my seasoning from this G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce, which is awesome, guys. If you haven't tried it, only 2 grams of carbs, 200 milligrams of sodium, so throwing in 2, I don't know why it's not focusing, but I'm throwing in 2 tablespoons of that.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my last video if you haven't seen it yet. And also, I'd really like to apologize. I was actually planning on getting a full day of eating into this video, but my camera died. I got home, my power was out, I was starving. I can't even tell you how irritated I was. And I also wasn't able to vlog my show day or my show weekend. I'm honestly just not comfortable enough yet with the camera and just going through all that. But being done with school, I can focus a lot more on putting out this content and helping you guys out. So thanks again.